The crimson light of the sunset bathed everything in a surreal glow as Mia arranged the plastic flowers on the grave. She hummed a popular tune, her hands moving with practiced grace, making sure each piece looked just right. The sound of her voice curled into the air, mingling with the distant ring of laughter from the nearby playground, a stark contrast to the cold, damp earth beneath her. She wore her calm facade like armor, but the way her fingers trembled ever so slightly betrayed a deeper feeling. "Get a hold of yourself, Mia," she muttered under her breath. As she stepped back to admire her handiwork, the melting warmth on her cheeks was the only evidence of her hidden discontent. Everyone had come to expect a cheerful, dutiful daughter, but the weight of the identity she performed suffocated her like a shroud. She looked at Jimmy, the boy tending a plot nearby, his hands caked with mud and his jeans tattered, a patchwork of neglect. "Still playing in the dirt?" she chuckled, an edge slicing through her voice. It felt easier to treat him like the abandoned child he was than to acknowledge her own resentment. He glanced up, his big brown eyes glistening with something. "Hope. One day, I'll grow flowers here," he said, clutching a fragile seedling to his chest like a prize. "Sure, Jimmy. Just don't get your hopes too high," she waved dismissively, focusing on her own tasks, her heart a gnawing knot in her chest. Later, as dusk descended and shadows stretched long over the graveyard, she noticed the moths flickering around the overhead lanterns, a cacophony of wings collecting at the warm glow, a dance of spirits lost in a world that didn't want them. She'd always brushed away the shivers they brought, yet tonight they felt sinister. "Why do you waste your time here?" a voice broke the silence. It was her father, a man she hadn't truly seen for years. He leaned in close, their breaths mingling. "You're just making it worse, Mia. You think this is a shrine, but it's just ash." His words stung more than she anticipated. This was it, her lifetime of empty gestures laid bare. "What do you know about sacrifice? You left us." Her voice trembled as she said it, but her shoulders stiffened. "You can't just walk back in and— Maybe it's you who needs to ask for forgiveness," he hissed, pressing his body toward hers, more a predator than a father now. "You've turned into the ghost of our family." He gestured toward the hastily arranged plastic flowers. "You only remember the facade. How could you not see your own failure?" The wind carried Jimmy's distant laughter, and she felt a tightness in her throat. He had collapsed right before her eyes, a budding flower crushed by the weight of his fragile dreams. Was she truly the cause of decay? Strained chords pulled in her gut as she opened her mouth, but the words never formed. Instead, she turned away, leaving an unsaid sentence hovering in the air. Seasons changed, and the graves continued to bloom with plastic offerings, colored but hollow. But this time, as shadows fell across the grass, she found herself visited by a smaller shape, a flickering in the periphery. It was Jimmy's small spirit, face stained with the salt of buried tears. It hovered closer, a dark sketch against the dimming light, and whispered, "You'll get them to forgive you, won't you?" As the cloying warmth pushed around her, Mia turned to face her father, standing resolute but shadowed. She felt the shift in the air, the familiar shudder of her own resolve unraveling as she leaned closer, whispering, "I forgive you." But it tasted acidic on her tongue, the sound laced with something far more menacing than absolution. The earth shifted beneath her, a pulsating reminder of what lay buried. As she stepped back, something flickered in the twilight air, the whisper of a boy's dreams scrambling to reemerge.